after that dam disaster, many people had warned, and because it's an eco-sensitive zone. So this is the Bhagirathi stream of Ganga, which comes from a much steeper and much narrower flow. So the water comes with way more force, and this 4-lane highway is regularly, flouting the norms which have to be followed in eco-sensitive zone. Because when Hridesh was cut, what he was talking about, this is a young mountain, this is a very volatile mountain, still growing,
and they don't have trees. They're not these,
and those trees we were
like
talking
Kumau.
about, those 6,500 Devdar trees, they hold the soil. So when the flow comes, the soil and the whole, which is called Malba in Hindi, it doesn't come, because that is what creates that, kinetic force which takes everything with it. And to underline the point you were saying, in last year, it's a down-to-earth report, everybody can see it, and I think I personally have mentioned it many times before, talking about climate. Extreme weather events have become very, very normal in India now. Last year, there were out of 366 days, there were 322 extreme weather events in all over India. It's not just hilly areas. Sikkim, if you remember, last year, Wayanad, if you remember, it's happening everywhere.
Wayanad, again, every year we hear of something or the other from there.
Assam and Bihar floods have become an annual feature.
And there's been a 40% increase in flash floods itself within a span of 2 years.
Which means that soil is loosening. You are essentially degrading the soil which holds the earth together. And the point is that maybe Trump and maybe whatever, but at least the Indian government should start focusing internally, inwards. Pay attention to us.
But I think Uttarakhand government just is so useless with this, and they've been in power for 8 years.
The only solution to it would be if you want to pursue a process of undevelopment, right? Which is that over 20, 30, 40 years, you have built up all these areas, you have blocked flow of water. Chennai, for example, I've said this many, many times, is built on a series of wetlands. There is a reason why it floods. Wayanad, people are living where the water is meant to flow. And if you build where water flows, this is what happens. But obviously, no government wants to be the one that takes that decision and says that, yes, we will now unwind all these things. We will undevelop areas that are not working, because it requires you to sort of map out plans that will take place over 10, 15, 20, 30 years as to what you do with the people who live there, how you sort of dismantle structures that exist. But I think you need this sort of, like Hridesh talked about political will, but you need that political will, right, to sort of conduct a comprehensive all-India audit of places that are ecologically sensitive or vulnerable or risky or dangerous, because we are seeing them every year, but we are also adding more and more locations to that list every year that are being impacted. Like Chennai floods was not a phenomenon that used to take place like almost every single year, but now it is. It is something that we almost anticipate will happen in December, because it is a very vulnerable time. So I think the fact that we just sort of close our eyes to it and say, yeah, it's fine, like we'll make our money in 40 years. Somebody's grandchild will probably be swept away in a flood, but it's beyond that line of thinking. And I understand that impulse, because there is no urgency to climate change the way there is for another, like other everyday issues. But we can sit and we can debate it and discuss it ad nauseum, and people will continue to die, because there is no stopping this, right? Like, what were we saying? That the Himalayas are now warming at 3 times more than any other area because of reasons. And then therefore, what was rain once, which would not have led to a catastrophic event, that rain will trigger a catastrophic event now. You cannot be blind to it. But
in fact, what Hridesh was saying...
Sorry, one last thing was just that there is this entire thing, though, that talking about the environment and talking about climate change is so unsexy, right? Like, it's just not exciting enough for people to be able to care in an immediate way. And I know I'm guilty of that as well. Like, I worry far more about very immediate concerns around me rather than the long-term worry of where will my planet be in 10 years? What will my neighborhood look like in 15 years? I live right near the sea. Like, the sea is about 300 meters from my gate. But these are things you should worry about, especially we were the privileged ones who are sitting in our ivory towers where we have abilities to move, but lots of people don't. So
No, and what Hridesh was saying about cloudburst, that it has to be 100 mm, this was 2.6 or 3 mm. So it's nowhere close to cloudburst.
IMD dispute, debunked that.
But such a huge deluge with just 2.6 mm. So now you don't even need freak weather patterns, no? This is happening at very minimal rain.
So the point is that you can explain and negotiate with every human problem. You cannot negotiate with nature. Like, an overflowing river doesn't care who you are and what your problems were. Like nature is very brutal in its judgment. Like, it's not judgment, but
And just look at the Uttarakhand government's priorities. What have been the talking points for them? Land jihad, love jihad, how our, state is being taken over by Bangladeshis, by Rohingyas. Those are the kind of things.
registration of live-in relationships.
Registration of
Oh,
live-in
God.
relationships, exactly. So, I mean, I think all states have this problem, but I just think Uttarakhand government is the pits when it comes to, there's just no thinking, no vision. And actually, there is this thing of how do I make money now?
Yes.
Everyone is simply thinking about money now. And I think for most people, climate change is immediate, man. You're facing this every monsoon. People living there. There was the Joshimath cracks that happened. Then there are these cloudbursts. Cloudbursts have happened. Floods have happened. And this is now a weather. I mean, it's a seasonal thing. It is no longer something that will happen 50 years from now when the earth warms. It's happening to you every monsoon cycle.
And I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago on Hafta when we were talking about not on Hafta, Charcha, when we were talking about Dhankar. Like all of us keep fussing about all these things, and look at the state of our cities. Look at the state of our tier 3 cities. Everything seems to be crumbling down. Nobody cares, and it's just a scam. The government it's tangential, but everything is going wrong. Like everybody is scamming everybody. Everything is going wrong, and I don't know what to do.
And I think the city is crumbling. There's no bigger proof of it, of corruption, than what's happening to our roads and bridges. And it's so sad actually that it's actually memes now. What you're hearing about with our cities crumbling is through memes. Like somebody's diving from their first floor apartment into the road. Somebody's lying on a pothole.
Oh, there was a biggest meme happened in Bhopal last month or a couple of months ago. Do you guys know about it? The government made a flyover which was L-shaped. Like 90-degree turn. You are ensuring everybody will bump into each other. Can you imagine an L-shaped flyover? Like who designed this? Who are teaching these people? Who is passing these files? There is no accountability.
And meanwhile, you have the Delhi CM rejoicing that July has been a very clean. It's clean because it's raining, boss. Not thanks to you.
Because there is every sewer water is everywhere.
And there's still garbage all over Delhi. So I don't know what they're happy about. And I think, it's just so frustrating.
But the garbage is submerged under water. That's right.
I can go on and on and on about garbage and shitty cities where we are paying through our nose to either buy a house in or rent in.